Recently, I've been posting some pretty dark content, from psychopaths and alleged predators to self-surgery and other gory topics. I find that stuff fascinating and there's plenty more where that came from, but today I thought we'd take a little break and look at a mystery that's lighter, but no less perplexing. Let's investigate. If you enjoy internet mysteries and generally disturbing content, feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications for more content like this. I also have a Patreon and a PayPal, so if you're interested in supporting the channel, feel free to check those out, links will be in the description. Over a year ago, Reddit user TontsaH, we'll call him Ton, began posting about some fabric he bought sometime around 2008 to 2009 that got made into curtains. It was purchased from a local store in Finland and can actually still be found online now. The curtains have a print consisting of 8 different celebrities, most are actors that were relatively well known around that time. In Ton's first post, they ask for help identifying the celebrities. At this point, they only recognised Orlando Bloom, an actor known for his roles in the Lord of the Rings trilogy and Pirates of the Caribbean, and Ian Somerhalder, an actor who starred in the TV show Lost. The print on the curtains appeared to be photos transformed into pop art style images, and Ton had found the exact photos that corresponded with the images of Orlando and Ian. They suspected that the 4th celebrity might be Jessica Alba, but at first couldn't match the exact photo until another user found it. Before long, almost all of the celebrities were identified, usually by someone recognising them and browsing through photos of them to match the image on the curtains. Celebrity 1 is Adriana Lima, a Victoria's Secret model. Celebrity 2 is Josh Holloway, another actor who starred in Lost. Celebrity 3 is Adriana Lima again. Celebrity 4 is Jessica Alba, an actress. Celebrity 5 is Fimmel, a model and actor. Celebrity 7 is Ian Somerhalder, and Celebrity 8 is Orlando Bloom. This strikes me as quite an odd combination of celebrities. Most are actors, but Adriana Lima is a model, and the curtains featured 2 different images of her, and only one for the others. There's also not 1 but 2 actors from Lost, and Fimmel, who I've never heard of, so I could be wrong here, but at least back in 2008 or before, it doesn't seem like he was a particularly well-known actor or model. If the curtains featured Orlando Bloom and Jessica Alba, plus other celebrities like Will Smith or Britney Spears, who were all very relevant at the time, it'd make more sense. If the celebrities were all actors or all models, it'd make more sense. But this seems like quite a random selection, like it came straight out of a teenage girl's scrapbook or something, and yet it was and still is somewhat widely distributed. Considering Tom bought this in a local shop in Finland 13 years ago, and it can still be bought now on eBay, posted from the UK and shipped to many different countries across the world, it baffles me how niche a product this is. But I digress, that's not even the main mystery. Despite many Reddit posts, one with over 950 comments, and even a whole subreddit dedicated to this, Celebrity 6 is yet to be identified. They look familiar to many people, myself included, and a few people claim to have seen the source photo. They believe that C6 is a model, but they can't remember for sure. There is a huge list of celebrities that could be a match, but the original photo has somehow not been located yet. The gender isn't even known for sure, with a poll on the C6 subreddit showing that around 60% think that C6 is a woman, and around 35% think they're a man. Without the exact photo, it's very hard to compare to other photos to find a potential match, because the pop art style distorts features slightly and makes others harder to make out. It's hard to tell whether C6 has shoulder length hair, or if the rest of their hair is just behind the shoulders. Notice how the visible eyebrow is very rounded, close to the eye, but starting closer to the nose. That's quite a distinctive shape, but it's hard to determine if that is the shape of the brow or if a shadow in the original photo is resulting in that shape. Comparing the matched photos with the print, you can see slight differences. The images of Adriana Lima are probably the weakest examples of this, but the image of Josh Holloway on the curtains looks to have a wider face, shorter nose, and different lips to the photo. The image of Jessica Alba shows a wider looking face, but the angle looks slightly off compared to the photo too. The image of Travis Fimmel shows a more rounded hairline, whereas in the photo it looks much more square-shaped. I mention all this because a number of celebrities have been at least somewhat ruled out as being C6 because of small details such as the hairline being slightly different or the ear shape not quite matching, but as we can see from the already matched photos, there is visible variation. This also partly explains why C6 hasn't been definitively identified, and it's not like it can just be put through a reverse image search. We can't even rule out the possibility of the image being edited. At least the image of Orlando Bloom has been edited to remove his hands. There are no other known adjustments, but for all we know, C6 has been altered to look different in some way too. I'm still surprised this mystery hasn't been solved yet, but I'm starting to see how it isn't so clear-cut. There is some potentially useful information about the curtains themselves that might help identify C6. Looking at the photos that have been matched so far, the production date of the fabric can be narrowed down to sometime after August 2007, going off the latest photo taken. The dates the photos were taken for celebrities 1 to 8 minus 6 were 1999, 2004, 2004, 2007, 2003, 2005 and 2003 respectively. If Ton's memory is accurate, he bought the curtains no later than 2009, which gives a period of up to 2.5 years, assuming Ton could have purchased them up until the end of 2009. As we already established, Ton lives in Finland and bought the curtains from a local store, presumably a smaller business as the name of the store isn't given. I'm not sure if he started trying to identify C6 before he first posted on Reddit. If not, there's a chance the store would be closed now, but that's probably a good starting point. It's not clear to me whether Ton tried to contact the store or look at archives of the website if they have one, but it was discovered that the fabric likely came from, or was at least sold by, Latky Mraz, a company in the Czech Republic. A Prague Patchwork Meeting newsletter was found, which featured a section by Latky Mraz. Quote, "We are closely following new trends and unique collections differing in patterns, colours and moods, with the aim to offer you the most interesting ones." Maybe that explains the somewhat niche pattern on the curtains. They also mentioned 3 of their fabric vendors, Robert Kaufman, Michael Miller and Clothworks, which all seem to be American. Reddit user I'm the Man in the Bag contacted Clothworks and Michael Miller, who said the fabric was not produced by either of them. When user datacap0101 emailed Robert Kaufman, their response was, "Unfortunately, we cannot disclose the names of our designers." This is odd because there's a whole tab on their website listing their designers. Same goes for Clothworks and Michael Miller. This leads Datacap to believe that the fabric was produced by Robert Kaufman, but they didn't want to take responsibility for it for some reason. It's possible that whoever designed the fabric didn't want their name known, but why? Copyright laws are a little more complex than I thought when it comes to art, so correct me if I got anything wrong here, but as I understand it, you could paint a picture of a celebrity, print it onto curtains and sell it without any problems. However, if you were to paint a picture of a copyrighted photo, you would need the consent of the copyright owner of the photo. So whoever designed this fabric would need the permission of whoever took each of the 7 photos, or 8, but we don't know for sure that the C6 image is based on a photo. If the designer didn't get permission, they have a pretty good reason for not wanting their name publicly associated with the fabric. I don't know if they could work for or with a distributor without revealing their identity. If not, Robert Kaufman may know there are potential legal issues here, hence they're staying quiet on the matter. Another reason for their response could be that they were involved in the distribution of the fabric, but that they stole the design from someone else, which for obvious reasons they wouldn't want to admit. That's assuming Datacap isn't reading too far into the response they got from Robert Kaufman, as the vendor that these curtains originated from might not even be listed by Latky Mraz in the Prague Patchwork Meeting newsletter. The designer is certainly a mystery, but even if there was a way to contact them, that's not a sure way of identifying C6, as they might not even know who C6 is themselves. I said earlier that the selection of celebrities is odd, and it could be the designer's personal favourite celebrities at the time, or it could just be a random selection. Maybe they googled movie stars and just picked the first 8 good photos they saw, without necessarily knowing who they all are. That could explain why there are two photos of Adriana Lima. If that was the case, C6 could be anyone. They could be any type of celebrity from around 2008. They could have even been famous decades earlier and may have faded into obscurity, or may not even be alive at the time of the fabric's production. They might not even be famous at all. It could be a random lesser-known model, or just someone seen in the background of a photo of a celebrity. The possibilities are endless. I found two different sellers on eBay who are selling the fabric. Interestingly, they are both in the UK and only 4 miles apart. Could be a coincidence, or maybe there's a distributor in that general area. One of the sellers names Johnny Depp, Brad Pitt and Jessica Alba as 3 of the celebrities on the fabric. Seeing as 7 out of 8 photos have been almost undoubtedly matched, they're obviously wrong on at least one of those names, but it's possible C6 could be one of those, even if it doesn't instantly look like either of them. It's not clear if the seller mentioned those names because they bought the print from someone who told them that's who it was, or if they thought that they recognised the celebrities themselves. Either way, both sellers have been contacted, neither have replied, but I'm not sure they could tell us much anyway if they list the wrong names in the description. I've seen a third seller mentioned on the C6 subreddit, though I couldn't find the listing. It's possible they just don't sell to the UK. Another Reddit user, Mordy0, who is also from Finland like Ton, posted on the C6 subreddit with a photo of the fabric that their parents have owned for a while. Mordy believes their mum bought it 5 to 10 years ago, probably from a second-hand store, though obviously that would be hard to confirm. Overall, attempting to find the origin of this fabric has resulted in some speculation and a few potentially useful bits of information, but for now at least, it seems a bit of a dead end. This isn't the only avenue that's been explored though. Most, if not all, of the source photos were found to belong to Getty Images. One of the moderators on the C6 subreddit, PM Me Your Ears, contacted Getty, but their representative did not recognise C6 and suggested reverse image searching. More recently, some crazy bastard decided to go through every single image on Getty taken between 1998 and 2007. They looked at every photo taken by the photographers who took the other photos and were not able to locate the source photo for C6. The Reddit user HughOtmate9001 did note some interesting things they found. There was a lack of photos of some celebrities in general, such as Johnny Depp. This could be because they refused photos, or maybe the photos were removed from the site at a later date. Either way, it looks decreasingly likely that the photo is on Getty Images now, if it ever was. If the photo was deleted, unless it was saved by someone else who just happens to stumble across this mystery, the chance of positively identifying C6 is pretty unlikely. Seeing as there's a huge list of possible matches, the only way to know for sure would be to find the exact photo. HughOtmate says their number one guess would be Olivia Wilde, but they haven't ruled out Kristen Bell, Kate Hudson, Johnny Depp, Brad Pitt, Hilary Duff and Angelina Jolie. I initially didn't see the Johnny Depp resemblance at all, but did manage to find a few photos of him from when he was younger that actually looked kinda similar. On the whole, I still don't think it is him, but this just goes to show how few people can be ruled out at all. The C6 image could be from a photo of someone who looks nothing like that normally. HughOtmate also hypothesised that the celebrities in the print were from a trend that happened in the summer or autumn of 2007, possibly from a teen gossip magazine or TV magazine. Another method used by internet sleuths is creating a more photorealistic version of the image, either by drawing themselves or using AI, or at least by drawing over the image to try and make it look more recognisable. Seeing C6 looking more lifelike could help someone to recognise them, and there's even a chance that if the final image was accurate enough, it could turn up results in a reverse image search. This is a slow process though and a bit of a stab in the dark, because as we mentioned before, key facial features may look different in the pop art image to the source photo. There's a possibility that the image of C6 was edited. You kind of have to guess or estimate some important details such as the face shape, eye shape and hairline. There have been some impressive renditions and some slightly less so, but so far they don't seem to have gotten us much closer to figuring out the identity of C6. It seems that every possible method just results in more potential matches and overall more questions than answers. Let's take a look at some theories. The first being one that we've more or less run with throughout, that C6 is or was a well-known celebrity at the time of the fabric's production, and they either haven't been identified yet, or they have, but the specific photo hasn't been found. In addition to the celebrities already mentioned, there is a long list of others that may be C6, including Avril Lavigne, Alexa Chung, Axl Rose, Brandon Lee, Brittany Murphy, Cate Blanchett, David Bowie, James Franco, Jared Leto, Jennifer Garner, Joaquin or River Phoenix, Kate Moss, Keira Knightley, Sandra Bullock and Lauren Cohen. It's also been suggested that the image of C6 might be from another photo of either Travis Fimmel or Josh Holloway. Seeing as Adriana Lima features twice, it's possible, but I think some of the other celebrities on the list are much better potential matches. The more this image gets shared, the longer the list gets, and it almost seems like the solution is further away. It's plausible that C6 is a well-known celebrity, just not in America, where nearly 50% of Reddit users are from. If the fabric originated in Finland, maybe posting the image on a site with more Finnish users would yield better results, or maybe it'd just add more names to the ever-growing list. One theory that's looking increasingly likely is that C6 is a minor celebrity, as opposed to a well-known actor or singer. We can infer some information from certain details in the photo. It's hard to tell for sure, but it looks like C6 is wearing a shirt that's less formal than would be expected for a red carpet event. The lighting is quite dramatic though, which could suggest the source photo was from a photo shoot. C6 might be a lesser known model, and the photo could be an advert of some kind. I don't know why, but I'm getting Levi's jeans ad kind of vibes from it. Not necessarily that per se, but a casual clothing brand maybe. Perhaps the designer of the fabric saw this model in an advert and just assumed that they were well known. Maybe the ad was movie themed in some way, and so they thought C6 was a movie star like most of the other celebrities. This theory makes the most sense to me because if C6 was a well-known celebrity, surely the exact photo would have been identified by now as the rest have. I'm not ruling out the possibility of C6 being a popular celebrity and the photo just being hard to find, but this just seems more likely. A couple of weeks ago, Reddit user Wicked Cool Username suggested that C6 may be Olga Sarova, a model. They shared two photos with the image overlaid, and it does look very similar. I found a different photo of Olga that matches even better, at least in terms of the lighting, though I still don't think it's the original photo. The eyebrows, eyes, ear, and particularly the jawline match up almost perfectly. The hairline is a little off, but the same is true for Travis Fimmel, which is one of the confirmed matches. I don't know when the photo was taken, but it was posted to Metro Models in 2019. Of course, no theory has been confirmed yet, but the photos are a close enough match to put Olga as my top guess. She doesn't appear to have been particularly well known around the estimated production time, but if the designer just picked a random bunch of people they thought were celebrities, or picked their favourite public figures, she wouldn't necessarily have to be a huge celebrity. Olga has been contacted, but as far as I'm aware, she hasn't responded yet. There's also a chance that C6 is not famous at all, and just a regular person whose photo somehow made it into this print. Again, that would be assuming that the designer didn't know or didn't check who they were including in the print. Perhaps my favourite theory, but not one that I necessarily believe, is that C6 is the designer. It's not unheard of for artists to somehow feature themselves in their own work, for example a painting of a crowd of people where the artist is one of those people. Maybe the other images were celebrities that the designer idolised, and they thought it'd be cool to insert themselves on the fabric with them. I guess revealing that could affect the sales of the fabric, so that would be a possible reason for the designer to not clearly or publicly link themselves to the print. I'd recommend checking out the Celebrity Number 6 subreddit. A few more details have been posted on there, and it's also a good place to share your own suggestions and theories. There's also a post showing everyone that has been contacted so far, so please check that before attempting to contact any individual or company, as we don't want to be harassing anyone. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Celebrity Number 6 is one of the people mentioned in this video, or do you have another theory? If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. Huge thank you to my patrons, whose names are on screen now. I really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on Thursday in a new video.